description of those stories, it says it's a place for Redditors to share their scary personal experiences. So I'm not too sure if these stories are entirely fiction or non-fiction, but either way, they are pretty scary. So without further ado, let's get right into ASMRing. And real quick, one note, I think there is an owl outside my window right now, so you may be hearing those sounds as well throughout the video. Okay, so the first story that we have here, it is called We Never Open the Door When There's Only One Knock, and it starts, "Please just let me in, it's getting cold." The voice was familiar, only older than I remembered, very close to detail. "Lala, please." Using my old nickname was a nice touch as well. I sat on the floor next to the door, my arms wrapped around my legs. Of course, this had to happen the 1 week my parents left me alone. They hadn't gone on vacation for years. I practically begged them to get away for a while, for their own good. If I called them, they'd come right back, but I don't think that would have helped anyways. Besides, I wasn't an idiot. I heard the knock, and I would not open that door. When someone comes to your house, they will ring the bell or knock a few times. Most people like to play safe and simply use the bell, and then you open the door as you normally would. But never, absolutely never, should you open the door when there's only one knock. It was the very first thing we were told when we moved to this neighborhood all those years ago. There are a bunch of rumors of people disappearing or suddenly dying after opening their doors, though they all supposedly happened before we even lived here. I never believed in it, not even when I was little. This town was simply insane. Most people here were a little eccentric and unusual. Well, that's what I believed, until I heard my lost sister call for me, after the one loud knock on our front door. "Please go away," I whispered. Even after all those years, I recognized her voice. And when I heard it, I jumped right up, ready to open that door wide. But I knew it wasn't her. I'd looked through the window. There was nobody in front of our door. I don't know how much time had passed before I finally grabbed my phone and called Max, who's not only our neighbor, but one of my closest friends. "She's here," I said. I knew I wasn't making much sense. I didn't know how to word my thoughts. "Who? Where?" he answered. "Ruby." Silence. "What?" Max started speaking but stopped. "She knocked." That was enough information for him. "You didn't open it, did you?" I shook my head, which of course he couldn't see. "I'm coming over now, okay?" I'm not sure how many minutes passed, but Ruby had stopped asking me to open the door. "Hey, Lainey, I don't think the bell is working," I heard Max. "Maybe they screwed with it." I swallowed. "You could knock." There was silence for a little while, followed by one loud thud. When I didn't open the door, the sound of Max started shouting loudly, "Open the dang door!" His voice became louder and louder until it hit a frequency that almost made my eardrums explode. I didn't move. I didn't speak. And finally, the doorbell rang and the voice became silent. Slowly, I got up from the door to look outside. This time, it was really him. the shape of a pumpkin. I never told Max about the fight. In fact, nobody but my parents knew about it. I loved that dang thing. Won it at the Halloween carnival. When Ruby saw it, she bugged me to give it to her. She cried for hours because she hadn't won it. And even when my parents said they'd buy her another toy, she wouldn't stop. She wanted mine. Well, she wanted to be just like you. It's sweet. I nodded. Ruby was a year younger than me, but she used to act as if we were twins. She wore my clothes, played the same sports, and always wanted to hang out with me and my friends. When I think about it now, I think it was adorable. Of course, back then I found it insufferable. I sighed. For days, I took Jack everywhere with me, even to the bathroom. It was probably just out of pettiness, but that toy became everything to me. So when I came home from school one afternoon and saw that Ruby had cut it in half, I screamed at her like never before. She only looked at me with big teary eyes. Max put his hand on my shoulder. Come on, Lainey, siblings fight. It's normal. I saw you with her though, and you were a dang good big sister. I nodded. Of course I knew it was just some stupid fight between kids, but if I could turn back time, I'd give her every crappy toy I owned. This happened 5 years ago. Ruby would be 16 now. My parents have tried everything for years to find her. I believe the only reason we still live here is that they never entirely gave up the hope that she'd come back home one day. Maybe now she was, just in a different way. Do you think I'm losing my mind, Max? He raised an eyebrow. I think you lost that a whole while ago, he joked. No, I'm serious. I mean, it's not possible that I actually heard her earlier. He shrugged. I mean, you did hear a knock. I don't think it was actually her, though. Max and I used to make fun of the superstition. When we were younger, before Ruby disappeared, we once played Ding Dong Ditch. After a few houses, Max decided to knock once at the door of our neighbor, Mrs. Tulski. Someone saw us, though, and Max got the biggest lecture of his life from his grandpa. Like it was a really big deal. My parents weren't happy either, but Max was grounded for 2 months, during which his grandpa told him all sorts of horror stories from this town. I don't think it was her either, but I do think it was mimicking her, or trying to, I said. For what it's worth, I think it was smart that you didn't open the door. Maybe we're all just a little crazy, but Was she also the one doing this to Max? My hands touched the cold door handle, moving almost as if I was in a trance. I have Jack. They fixed him, Lala. We don't need to fight anymore. Those words pierced through my body and woke something up inside of me. I stepped away from the door and walked back upstairs, passing my room where Max was still lying still. But I didn't stop. I walked to the next room, Ruby's old bedroom. Everything there looked just the way it did when she was still here. My parents could never change it. Everything was still the same, and Jack was still placed on her bed where I put it 5 years ago after I'd sewn it back together. They almost got me. That's a really good one. I'm curious to know more about what trance Max was in. If that had something to do with whatever was knocking on the door, or if that's something, because if they're outside, then they clearly were able to get inside and do that to him if it's connected, so that's creepy. Okay, so this next story is called My Girlfriend Was Up Unusually Early This Morning. I wish I never found out why. And it starts, I'm going to take out the trash, my girlfriend Monica announced as soon as I entered the kitchen that morning. I hadn't expected to see her up this early, certainly not after how late she must have gotten home last night. After spending Friday nights bar hopping with friends, Monica usually slept in until lunch. Okay, honey, I said, without particular interest. Thanks. Grabbing the cereal box from the counter and plopping down on one of the kitchen chairs, I wondered if she had returned home earlier the previous night and I'd simply missed it. I mean, I normally woke up as soon as I heard the key turning in the lock, but perhaps that night she'd been particularly quiet, or maybe she'd stayed with one of her friends. How was your night? I asked, as soon as I heard the front door click shut. What time did you get home? Silence. I on the door of the chute, her legs already swallowed by the darkness within. Slowly but surely, she was edging her body into it, her palms clammy against the metallic finish. She turned her head at the sound of the door opening, and for a brief moment her eyes lit up with recognition. "Monica!" I cried out, dashing towards the chute, my heart practically leaping out of my chest. "What are you?" But it was too late. Startled by my voice, or by my presence, she let go and disappeared into the chute, a raspy wail reverberating against the steel. Thud. I wanted to scream, but it was as though I'd suddenly gone mute. Fear sizzled through me like electricity as I flew down the stairs to the manager's office. "Give me the key to the trash room," I demanded breathlessly. "My girlfriend is inside." He looked at me over the top of his glasses as though questioning my state of mind. "That's impossible," he retorted. "I have the only key." Tears were flowing freely down my cheeks and my clothes were damp with sweat. I must have looked a downright sight, but I didn't care. "She fell into the chute," I sobbed, grabbing the edge of his desk for support. From the 6th floor." Everything happened quickly after that. An ambulance was called, as were the police. At first, they were hesitant to tell me what had happened. They kept insisting I sit down and had some water, throwing leaflets about therapy and mental well-being into my lap. "Please, just tell me, I kept repeating, but nobody was listening. Hours seemed to pass by without a single word of affirmation or any information needed to piece the events of the morning together. The ambulance left within about 20 minutes of arrival and left the police to take care of it. I couldn't understand it. I mean, even if Monica was badly hurt, she'd still need to be looked at the hospital, so why had they left? Eventually, an uneasy-looking officer took a seat next to me. "Son," he began slowly, studying my reaction. "Your girlfriend is gone." I buried my face in my hands. Of course she was. She jumped down the chute, plummeting who knows how many feet. "But your story isn't quite adding up," he continued, his eyes narrowing. "You said she'd fallen into the chute, but..." He took a deep breath, his forehead creasing. "But we found her, well, parts of her, inside a garbage bag." My blood ran cold. It was like I could no longer understand what he was saying. His mouth was moving, but the sounds were jumbled and wouldn't make sense. Inside a garbage bag? What the heck was that supposed to mean? He explained that the garbage bag had been there for at least several hours before the police were called. He said that there was no doubt that its contents belonged to Monica. He asked whether I had any idea what happened. Then, in a much softer tone, he added that I'd be expected to come in for questioning. When I finally returned to my apartment that morning, all I wanted to do was fall into bed and go to sleep, praying I'd wake up to discover that all of this had been nothing but a bad dream. But as soon as I entered the bedroom, the front door slammed shut. "Hello," I called out, my voice meek and croaky. Silence. A newfound sense of dread filled my lungs as I recalled the events of the morning. As I tiptoed slowly towards the kitchen, I couldn't help wondering if... No, it couldn't be. She was leaning over the trash can cabinet, a new garbage bag in her grasp. She spun around and our eyes met. "I'm just going to take out the trash," she said. I stared at her, my breath catching in my throat. Here she was, right in front of me, talking about trash as if it were the most casual thing in the world. In a feeble attempt to make her stay, I asked the only question I could think of. I asked it, even though I knew the answer already. What's in the bag, honey?" That was an interesting one. I like the idea here that my initial thought was, oh, something, but these comments are talking about how she's been replaced, and whatever replaced her is slowly disposing of her body. So some type of weird creature, trying to cover its tracks. That's a good take on it. I like that. So this next one here, it is called "You Should Never Smile at People When You Are Out on a Walk." And it's a kind of a shorter one. So it begins, "I love to go for daily walks as it is a great way for me to unwind. I typically go early in the morning or after I get home from work. There is a route that is quite close to where I live, which amounts to just over 4,000 steps. It is perfect for me and takes me just over half an hour to complete. I know it is not much of a walk, but it helps me feel like I have achieved something with my day. I try to be polite and will smile and nod at people as I meet them. I have absolutely no clue who most of them are, but it feels like the polite thing to do. Most of them will give the same simple polite nod, while others flat out ignore me. I was walking along at a normal pace when I first saw him. He was dressed all in black, and his face seemed shrouded in darkness, even though the sun was shining. My instincts were screaming at me to keep my head down, but I ignored them and gave him a polite nod. I reached the end of the path and turned around and then froze in terror. The man stood right behind me, and his face was inches from my own. His heavy breathing was the only sound I could hear, as everything else around us was deadly silent. His breath stung my eyes and reminded me of the smell of rotting flesh. His face still hung in shadows, and all I could see were the two orange eyes, which seemed to be taking in every aspect of my body. A smile appeared on his face, and I wanted to scream as I saw the teeth that had been sharpened into fangs. His tongue shot out of his mouth, and I screamed internally as it caressed my face. There seemed to be little suction cups on his tongue as I could feel them attaching to my skin. Oh my god. I heard voices in the distance and was relieved to see a family walking towards us. The man looked at me for one more brief moment before walking briskly away. I couldn't move my legs for a few minutes as my legs were glued to the floor. The family walked past me and they gave me a polite nod before continuing on. When I finally convinced my legs to start moving again, I practically ran home and locked the door. I tried to tell my family about my experience, but they think it was just a nightmare I had. I have changed the direction I go for my walk, but I keep seeing that man everywhere I go. He is always standing in the distance, and no one else seems to pay attention to him. His smile gets wider every time he sees me looking in his direction. Last night, I awoke in the middle of the night and went to use the bathroom and saw his eyes gazing in from outside the window. I don't understand how he scaled the building, as I live on the top floor. He began gently rapping on the window and started indicating for me to let him in. He looked disappointed as I slowly backed away and fled back under my covers. I could see his eyes staring in at me, even with the sheets over my head. office. Man, I wonder what the folks at the top are doing right now. That kind of stuff. Out of all of the rumors that fluttered around the office, the 4-hour tape was always the one I found the most fascinating. The crux of it, once you reach the highest clearance level, you are sat down and shown this tape. None of us knew what the contents of the tape were, or if a tape like this even actually existed, but it was fun to speculate about it every now and then. Most of the time, we found with our little rumors and conspiracy theories that the most mundane answer was usually the correct one. Life in general finds a way to surprise us with how boring everything can be. Now, there's something you should know about me before I continue. I'm a wimp. I'm meek, anxious, and generally restless. I'm a chronic rule follower. There is no part of me that wants to dig up secret documents and uncover the truth about what happens at the highest levels of government in our country. So when I discuss the events of 4 nights ago, please be mindful of that. I didn't ask for this, and I'm only sharing because I don't know how much time I have left anyway, and I can't live with this stuck on my conscience alone. It was nighttime at the office. I'm known to be a bit of a chronic workaholic, and there was something I really wanted to get done before the week was over, so I was working later than usual. I went to print a document on what I thought was the printer in my immediate vicinity. The notification on my computer showed that my document was being printed, but I didn't hear any noise or paper coming out from my local printer. I checked the name of the device I selected, and it looked like I'd accidentally clicked on a printer that was being used on another floor. I sighed. In any normal circumstances, I probably would have just forgotten about that mistake and reprinted the documents on my local printer again. But our general management here is quite stringent on us, making sure that all confidential documents are accounted for. We are not allowed to share department-specific documentation to other departments. Oh well, I thought. I looked up a map in my inbox showing the locations of all of the company printers. Turns out, I'd accidentally clicked on the printer named Prince Charming on the 7th floor. Funny name. Off I went. I really should have just let it be. I got to the elevator and rode it up to the 7th floor. I emerged onto the mostly empty office area. In case you were wondering, the building I work in is huge, but I'd worked there long enough to know my way around it, so I knew the area surrounding the printer relatively well. I made my way through the hallways and eventually spotted the printer with my freshly printed papers minting it. I gave myself a mental pat on the back for continuing my lifelong streak of following the rules. As I went to grab the papers, I noticed some light buzz in a meeting room nearby. I looked through the window to see roughly 10 people hanging out around a snack table. In the room was a large, old-looking TV on a cart, and rows of some of the fanciest folding chairs I'd ever seen, organized in a neat fashion. I didn't think much of it, and started walking off until I heard the door open. Hey, Mr. Boskowitz, right? Jesus, man, we were supposed to start 15 minutes ago. Get in here. What? No, sorry, I think you have the wrong. I don't care why you're late. Just get in here, grab a plate of snacks, and sit down. We're starting soon. Put your phone in the bag, electronic watch in the bag, and anything else on your person that can be used to record audio or video, he responded hastily. Something about his sternness and tone short-circuited my brain. For guys like me, there is a third option beyond fight or flight. It's called the just go with it until it's over, also known as the captured rabbit strategy. I put my phone and my watch in the bag. I meekly tried to butt in with another, "Sir, I'm not Mr. Boskowitz," but he had already pulled me into the room at this point. of these folks knew one another. I quietly sighed at the thought of having to sit through some sort of boring informational seminar or irrelevant training session. After a few minutes of everyone settling in, the man who originally brought me into the room started talking. There was an equally serious guy standing next to him, and a Secret Service-looking fella standing in the corner. I started wondering to myself why we were going to watch a video off of a very old-school-looking TV. Felt like we were all back in elementary school or something. Alright, I just need to do a final run-through before we get started, the man at the front said. I know you all read through the emails and signed your releases. I just wanted to recap some ground rules. You're allowed to get up and grab another snack, but beyond that, we want you to pay full attention to the tape once it starts playing. If any of you need to go to the bathroom, we strongly urge you to wait until the presentation is over. If you absolutely have to go, we will pause the tape and one of us will escort you. There is water in the corner by the snacks. Cups are right there as well, and goes without saying, but any discussion of this presentation to folks who do not have top compartmented clearance is a breach of your terms of employment, a breach of your non-disclosure agreement, a breach of your multiple signed releases, a breach of the U.S. Criminal Code in the state of redacted, and a breach of the conditions laid out by the Committee for the Protection and Preservation of Human Consciousness. Well, they started dimming the lights. Dang, it felt like I had missed any window of opportunity I had to leave. Too late. That committee name he highlighted sounded way above my clearance level. One of the men at the front of the room pulled out a VHS tape from a bag and very slowly and securely put it into a VHS player. He pressed play. I took a deep breath. Those water cooler conversations I'd had with my coworkers were starting to float to the top of my mind, but I quelled them. There was probably no need for panic. It was just a stupid government meeting, right? The tape started. The beginning was familiar enough. Various disclaimers about this being incredibly confidential material, yada yada. Insignias of relevant organizations, presidential libraries, etc. I'd seen lots of videos like this already. But wait, that insignia looked strange, like something was off. I scanned it. Presidential libraries, that same eagle, those same stars. Weird. This time, there was a navy blue hand on the left shoulder of the eagle. Did they update the logo? Before I had time to ruminate on it too much, the tape cut to a logo I had actually never seen before. Committee for the Protection and Preservation of Human Consciousness. The logo was just an image of planet Earth. Fair enough. The video cut to a room that looked familiar to the Congress floor, but with some strange differences. Seats were much more spaced out. The podium looked like it had seen better days, and the whole room looked to be on a pretty steep incline. Everything was in black and white. It looked like there were about 50 people in attendance. It was hard to make out the faces. Everything looked very dated, like the video was from the 40s or the 50s. The tape lingered on this one shot for quite a while. Minutes passed. I noticed what looked to be a choir, all in outfit and perfectly huddled next to each other, standing in one of the corners of the room. It really felt like I shouldn't have been seeing this. None of this was meant for my eyes. After a few more minutes, the tape abruptly cut to an awkward angle video of a man speaking at the podium in the room. It was too zoomed in, enough that you couldn't see his eyes or his hair. It didn't look all that professional. I couldn't tell who he was. He spoke. Members of the Committee for the Protection and Preservation of Human Consciousness, I thank you all for coming tonight. We are lucky to be in the good graces of our visitors today, without rehashing our painful history. The tape cut to a camera, slowly panning over all of the faces of the folks seated in the room. The attendees looked pained, somber, just for accepting the majority decision. May this moment, which will be held in secrecy throughout the rest of time, be appreciated as a critical milestone for human civilization. Tonight is not a victory, it is a somber moment. However, we were faced with two options: extinction or accepting the agreement. We made our choice, and I believe time will show that this was the right decision. What was this? I hereby announce that we accept the agreement provided by our special guests who have chosen to go by the name Redacted. The intergalactic species known as Redacted will allow humanity on planet Earth to continue to populate, grow, and innovate. In return, all governments of the world will honor the promise. He needed to spit it out. What the heck was this agreement? We will not be covering every element of the agreement in this session. I will, however, highlight the main points. At this point, the video showed the man at the podium looking down. He was reading off of something. For the first time, he looked nervous, scared. I saw some humanity in him. We honor the agreement that, Redacted, hold the right to visit planet Earth on a reoccurring basis. They will be allowed to consume, for the basis of nourishment, a majority of the human population on planet Earth. After every visit, the remaining humans on Earth will be expected to breed and grow to capacity in time for the next visit. We acknowledge that we will maintain a parallel history which will be shared with our world's population to ensure that humanity stays motivated to continue existing as a species. This parallel history may suggest that mass extinction events are the results of man-made folly, as opposed to the work of external forces. For the first time, my fight or flight response was actually flight. I wanted to escape, but I didn't know what I'd even be running from. The last visit by Redacted was approximately in the year 1346, and it lasted 7 years. We will continue to honor our parallel history about this event. I just wanted it to end. The next visit, which will not be met with resistance, will be in the year 2028 and will run for one full calendar year on Earth, marking a 675-year gap between the last significant visit by the species known as Redacted. This visiting cadence is expected to speed up over time, as the remaining humans continue to sharpen their focus on building technology to allow humanity to reproduce in a speedy and productive manner. Oh my gosh, our planet is a farm. I wanted to look away, but I couldn't. The tape cut away to a larger view of the Congress-like room, the somber committee members in attendance, and the members of the choir in the corner, who I could only imagine looked horrified. Where were the visitors? Why couldn't I see them? The camera then panned to a number of larger, empty seats, the same slow style of video panning as the one that happened earlier with the committee members. No visible entities in the seats, but the seats themselves looked blurry. The man at the podium carried on with his speech as the camera pan on those blurry seats continued. We should acknowledge the privilege of knowing that there is indeed life in the cosmos, that extraterrestrial life has chosen to visit our planet, and that the cycle and balance provided by nature extends beyond the confines of planet Earth. Much like humanity has found its place on Earth in the food chain, we acknowledge our place in the divine order of things when encountered with beings of greater power, understanding, cognitive function, and evolutionary progression. I shouldn't have stayed were singing their hearts out. As they sang, the camera continued to pan over the blurry seats. They finished singing the anthem and suddenly, fast forwarding, oh heck, I had forgotten I was sitting in Rome. I had disengaged from the video for a brief moment. I had mentally returned to the present day. This was our world. This was our lives. The men at the front continued fast-forwarding through the tape. It looked like they were skipping through performances of the other national anthems. The fast-forwarding went on for a while. Every small while, it looked like a new choir group was entering the Congress-like room to sing a different national anthem. On and on the tape went. I had to fight the urge to pass out. One of the men at the front of our room, standing next to the TV, started speaking up. We are legally obligated to get to the end of this tape, but you don't need to look at the rest of it. Please feel free to look down or close your eyes or grab a snack, he said. I noticed the others seated in the room were taking that advice. Most of them decided to look straight down. For some weird reason, I couldn't look away. The fast-forwarding progressed. On the tape, it was yet another choir group joining to perform an anthem, and then another, and then another. It looked like we were near the end. The fast-forwarding now showed a conversation between the man at the podium and another man who was whispering in his ear. The man at the podium was vehemently shaking his head. The other man continued whispering. This continued on. Eventually, there was a quick moment of the man at the podium begrudgingly nodding. The last few fast-forwarded moments of the tape remain buried in my memory to this very moment. They were pandemonium. The attendees were sitting in their chairs, frozen, shivering, crying. The people in the various choirs were running around the rooms in fast motion as blurry spots started covering them and ungodly things started happening to them. Why didn't I look away? If ever there was a time to follow orders, it felt like the whole thing went on for longer than it should have. Finally, the men at the front of our room stopped the fast-forwarding. They pressed play on the tape to cover the very final moment. In the tape, the man at the podium, clearly emotional, spoke his final line. The agreement has been ratified by, redacted. Thank you all for attending. The final shot of the video is the full room, the committee members in their seats, shivering and crying, the dismantled and bloody choir members strewn about the room, the blurry seats with blood smeared on them. Oh my god. The video then cut away, back to that same insignia on a black backdrop, the presidential libraries, that eagle, those stars, the navy blue hand on the wing of the eagle. The lights in our room turned on. The rest of the night was a blur. The men at the front of the room told us it was best for us to sit for an hour to digest the information. No discussion about the video was allowed to take place. When we were ready to stand, we were allowed to leave and go home. They gave us some pointers on how to accept the information over the coming weeks. Things like taking long walks, exercising, watching a sitcom, etc. I wasn't worried about them realizing that I wasn't supposed to be there. If anything, I felt a strange camaraderie with everyone in the room. We were all truly in the same boat. As soon as I left the building and got in my car, I just drove for as long as I could. I would stop for gas, then I'd keep driving. I'd stop again, then I'd keep driving, again and again. I'm holed up in a hotel now. I'm just glad I could get this off my chest. The funny thing is, all I can think about is the length of that stupid tape. While I can't confirm, I feel like if it were played straight through without fast-forwarding, it would have only been 3 hours. I wonder if the 4-hour tape rumor came from the fact that we all needed that extra hour to digest the information. And now you're probably wondering, why don't I name the species that is going to spell humanity's doom throughout the rest of time? Why am I calling them redacted? Well, as a self-appointed leader of the committee for the acknowledgement that we should have just chosen extinction, I don't feel the need to honor our captors by calling them by their name. citizen of